All right, this is part 2 of our motor power inverter. And in this video, we're gonna go into some certain components. We're gonna explain things. You guys are in for a great video. So we're gonna talk about these cables. And this is gonna be really important because these cables have a lot of engineering behind them. And what I did is I snipped some of these zip ties because I'm gonna show you something very interesting. So when we pull back, you guys are going to see what is called shielding. And this shielding is critical for this application because whenever there is three-phase AC voltage and current, it produces a large electromagnetic field, and that field could interrupt low voltage equipment around it. Now this is in the center of the car, and if this was emitting that electromagnetic field, it could interfere with a lot of components. So they did a lot of shielding, and this is really critical because this shielding has multiple responsibilities. So this keeps things in, but it also keeps things out. This is susceptible to also other interference, so it's protecting it to make sure that the current and the voltage and everything stays within this cable. Now, this is literally grounded. The shielding is grounded to certain components. And check this out, guys. It is also grounded to the ground. Now, you could see the shielding there, but that shielding is going to be attached to some form of ground. And what that's going to do is if there's a break inside this cable somewhere, a short, it's going to short to ground and it's going to blow a fuse. And that keeps the system in check. So this shielding has a lot of jobs. So these are pins to the cables, but the cables that run in here, there's 3 of them, they're usually a 2 AWG, and AWG stands for American Wire Gauge, and that means that they're pretty big, and each one of those cables can produce about 80 horsepower from an electrical motor, which is wild. So this 3-phase cable has a lot of power, and those cables themselves, they're so big that they have to be protected, insulated, and look at these connectors. There's all types of insulation, and the reason why is because voltage that could escape, some of that voltage could actually go into the electric motor itself, would essentially start wearing down the bearings. It has like this pitting effect in the motor bearings, which is crazy. So a lot of this is designed to protect things, and as you could see, there's a lot that goes into EV systems. So these 2 hoses right here, they're capped off. They're part of the EV cooling system. And the EV cooling system is quite integrated, meaning that it has its own electrical cooling pump and it has its own reservoir. In the front of the car, there's an inverter coolant reservoir that you could check, and coolant is being passed through here because the inverter is producing a lot of heat whenever it's producing that 3-phase AC, or it's taking that AC and converting it to DC. So it is definitely an interesting system. So if you guys know the configuration of the EV system of the NSX, we have an electrical motor, 1 in the back, and this is the cable for it, which is really big. And then we have 2 motors in the front, and that's why we have 2 cables. Now in this video, we were going to take this apart, but are you ready, guys? If you see this right here, this is a type of silicone, and it was put on by the factory, and I researched that these are not serviceable. So that means that they're never intended to be ever open, and the reason why is because we talked about how many precautions are taken to protect the cables from electrical magnetic fields and everything. Well, inside here it's the same thing, and the best way to think about it is that it is watertight sealed. And it's just like it sounds. Everything has to be, instead of waterproof, it has to be electrical proof. And the reason why is that there's so much electricity and there's so much electrical magnetic fields and there's so much stray stuff that could escape, stray voltage, and everything has to be protected against each other, outside and inside sources. So if you open this up, it's literally not serviceable anymore because you have to seal everything perfectly. Now, I'm sure a very advanced electrical technician could do this, but we're not going to do this to this unit because we would make it useless. And now you guys have a better understanding of the system because this is an integral part of the system, very important, and you guys have a better understanding now of the NSX EV system. Stay tuned because we have a lot more. All right, guys, thank you for watching. You take care, and we'll talk soon.